Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel where we discuss all things narcissism, and this video is to explore more about the things that are going to tick a narcissistic person off, that are going to wind them up, that's going to get under the narcissist's skin and gain a negative reaction towards you. And one of the first things that gets under a narcissistic person's skin is when you say no to them. Narcissistic people believe they're entitled to have everything their own way. They're very self-absorbed people, very self-centered. Therefore, when someone says no to them, this doesn't compute within their mind of how life should go for them. They believe that you're the one that's turned against them, which is why they might quickly go into the victim mode of, oh, you never do anything for me after all I've done for you, because they believe that you have turned against them. They're finding it difficult to differentiate between how they want things to go and the fact that you're a separate person, and reality, it doesn't always work out that way. That's why they force silence on you. That's why they start accusing you of things, because they can't handle the fact that you said no to them. A bit like rejection. They have that grandiosity within them. They believe that they are special. They have that arrogance. So they have the charismatic charm. They have the confidence, they just lack the competence. So they believe that people should look up to them and people should do things for them. So when they get rejected, they take it very personally, and then they seek revenge on the person who's rejected them. We can all have different reactions to being rejected. It's not particularly a nice thing, especially when you believe somebody loves and cares for you and then they reject you. Narcissistic people lack empathy, therefore they take rejection to the next level. When you stand your ground, this really irritates them. When they're trying to gaslight you and you're just not letting them get away with it anymore, it irritates them. When you say no and stick to your no, it gets under their skin. When you reject them, it gets under their skin because they feel entitled to have you. They feel entitled to get what they want from you. So when you stand your ground, this naturally gets under a narcissistic person's skin, which is when their games come out to play. And when you don't respond to a narcissist and the games they're playing, this also annoys them. They believe that they are in control, and nobody throws a bigger tantrum than a narcissist who's losing control of somebody else's mind. So when you're not giving them the reaction that they are requiring from you, this offends them. They are provoking you to get that reaction from you so they can blame everything on you. Without that reaction, this might force them, who are dealing with their emotions, to react towards you, at which point they're going to turn around and claim, well, you're the one that made me angry, you're the one that made me do it, because they failed to take responsibility for their behaviour. When you remain silent, narcissists love deploying the silent treatment to hurt you and to upset you. When you recognise the games they're playing and no longer play and respect their silence and walk away, they get offended that they're not getting the attention that they require from you. They're not getting the validation that they require from you. When they're sat there sulking, they want everyone to pander to them, and we naturally do, as people can be having a bad moment. People can be struggling with life. So the last thing we want to do is walk out on those who we care for. People can be depressed. So the last thing we want to do is walk out on those we care for. We want to help them. Narcissistic people just want to help themselves to your stuff and your time and your attention. They don't want to do things for themselves. They want everybody to do everything for them, to make life easier for them. Life's not a walk in the park at times. However, narcissistic people believe whenever it's not a walk in the park for them, somebody else has upset them. Somebody else has hurt them. And as people can upset and hurt you, we can often relate in one sense and want to help them and be there for them. Narcissistic people hate being ignored. We all know it's not nice when a narcissist ignores us. They don't like it either. They don't like people ignoring them. They don't like indifference. They're seeking that sympathetic attention. They're seeking that validation. So when they're not getting it, it crushes who they are as a person. It crushes their belief system. They don't like criticism. Not many people out there do like criticism. We can all fear making a mistake, especially when you've been raised by a narcissistic parent. We can all fear being in the wrong, especially when you've been raised by a narcissistic parent. We can all fear upsetting somebody, especially when you've been raised by a narcissistic parent. Narcissistic people don't do well with criticism because they're that busy tearing everyone else down and sabotaging everybody else that they assume any form of criticism is a personal attack on who they are as a person. Now, you can have a survivor that's been around a narcissist that's been personally attacked constantly. So even when you try to offer them some constructive criticism, they don't take too kindly to this and they react badly. So it doesn't necessarily make somebody a narcissistic person just because they can't take well to constructive criticism. With a narcissist, any criticism is a criticism against that false persona that they've spent so long building up to sell people an illusion so that they can get their needs met by those people. They don't think people are trying to help them. They think people are trying to one-up them, and one possible reason for this is because that's exactly what they're doing to those around them. When it comes to a narcissist, there's lots of different things that they don't like. There's lots of different things that get under their skin. That doesn't mean we need to change who we are as a person to serve them. However, we do have to recognise that if we are the cause of one of these injuries to a narcissist, this can trigger a narcissistic rage, and then we can potentially be in danger. When it comes to dealing with a narcissistic person, the best way to deal with them is don't. Go no contact. There's no winning with these kinds of people. People who are entitled, exploitative, envious, arrogant, and lack empathy, believe they're special. There's no winning with them. All there is walking away from them. You can't teach people things that they don't want to be taught. And you definitely can't teach people things who believe they're always right. And we can also go through a phase where we believe we're right on something and other people might disagree, might debate it with them, but we might hold on to our belief, and then new evidence comes along and we think, I was wrong. Just like dating a narcissist. When you think how amazing they are and how wonderful they are, and how they can't believe how the ex has treated them. And then later down the line, when they treat you the same way, I was wrong. So we can all hold on to a belief, and then new evidence comes along and we change it. With a narcissist, they hold on to a belief, and even if they later discover they're wrong, they do not want to admit to this. Instead, they will just find somebody else to go out and blame so that they don't have to take the fall for anything. Anything that you notice that gets under a narcissistic person's skin, in order to try and avoid it, please do add those into the comments. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.